There it goes. My microphone quit on me for a second. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome back. 786 Unlimited brings to you Crypto After Dark. If you haven't done so, check our link out right here for half off. 8 whopping bucks a month. Who cares? That's one venti coffee. I think everybody can swing that. I think it's no big deal. If you need a link to our Discord or just want to watch YouTube videos or whatever, here you go. 786unlimited.com. That's us. Let's get into Crypto After Dark, shall we? Bow. All right. If you haven't done so, please go hit like. It's free. It costs nothing. It's free to hit like, hit comment. Hit comment. Hit the notification bell. Comment while you're there. Subscribe. You're going to miss out if you don't. We don't want anyone to miss anything. We want everyone to see everything we do here. So come on aboard. Jump on in. Why not? We're getting closer to 10,000 people who have subscribed. If we get to 10,000 soon, I have stuff to give away. I'll give it away to everybody who comes on and hangs out. We'll do a whole little giveaway thing. I got some cool stuff to hand out. Show up. That's all you got to do. Let's go say hey to everyone. Then we'll dive all the way into it. We'll get out the whiskey and, and we'll get to these charts. Been a hell of a week, hasn't it, everyone? I think it has. All right. Who's here first? Lunatic Prophet. There were some people who were here first. And I totally missed them because I refreshed the page and it erased them. So if you were here earlier, thank you. I remember someone was on there and I just forgot the name. Lunatic Prophet, Raging Beagle, Big Tex, Dynamis, Quigs, Existence, Vincent. What's up, brother? Ever Forward, Ghost Guy, JD, Quigfish, Jalapapino. What's up, brother? Shep. What's up, Shep Stacks? Guillermo, a month in 8 USD. Oops, now 10 USD. Ha, it repegged. Educated Dummy, what's up? Good to see you. If you guys haven't done so, there's a link in the comments right there. If you'll go to that comment link and share it all across the interwebs, and I'll share it one time for you here so you can see it. Here's the link. I'll put it down in the comments here so everyone can share it. Share it around, man. We want to get 100 people on here at least. We haven't hit 100 people in a long time, and I want to see if we can get 100 people on. So, without further ado, let's talk about some charts, shall we? I'm time stamping all this stuff, so bear with me. I want to talk first about the structure that you see on the chart that we have here. This is essentially either one of two things. Either we have a bullish megaphone or a bearish megaphone. Now, I think everyone, you saw the thumbnail, so I think everyone understands what's happening here. There's one of two options for the way this is currently playing out to happen, all right? You have this megaphone pattern. I think we all know what a megaphone is, right? One could argue this could go on forever, but it usually doesn't. There's typically a structure to it, all right? There's typically 3 tops and 2 or 3 bottoms, all right? Just depends. So far, we have had 1, 2, and we're working on our 3rd top up here. Depending on how you want to draw this line, you could draw it closer, farther away, blah, blah, blah. Not important. What I see here is a bullish megaphone pattern playing out. What typically happens, and the way you can tell whether this thing's going to break off and keep going or not, is based on this last move here. Depending on what this last move does, kind of changes the demographic for the entire thing. If this move can come up and stay above this support level here, right, kind of in the middle of the megaphone, if it can stay above that level, then we can jump toward breaking the megaphone up here. All right, but first, we have to maintain this support level that so far, honestly, it's maintained. It's done fairly well at it. Let me grab a box here so you can see. Now I'll just mark this support level of right about here. Right? If it can maintain above that green box right there, which I think it can do, it has good support. It's above all the moving averages, and all the moving averages are in order as well, which would be 8 EMA, 21 EMA, 50 moving average, 100 moving average, 200 moving average. They're all in order. All right. And since they're all in order, it's kind of free to keep running here. Now, we've seen this before where they all get in order. And once they get in order, once you start to see this 200 moving average move up, like you see happening right now, this 200 moving average is starting to try to creep north. Everything tends to keep going when that happens until these moving averages start to cross and buck each other again. And right now, they're perfectly ordered just the way they need to be. Just need to let them maintain and hold still. So what would invalidate this? Well, As I said, that green box that I've drawn right there, you could draw it a little bit more perfectly. It doesn't matter. I'm just kind of giving an example here. But as long as this green box holds, it can come down and test this green box and bounce around the top of it. And you could argue that it's already done it right there with that red candle. But I'm not sure I buy that completely. I think it maybe has another test in here somewhere. We managed to close above 25,000. All right, that was the first close above 25,000 since June of last year. So almost a full year under 25,000. Hey, we finally broke back over that bitch. Now, here's the thing. This needs to maintain for the rest of the week. And let me step out to the weekly chart here to show you real quick what I'm talking about. BTC. I got to pull up the Bitstamp chart. And the reason I have to pull up the Bitstamp chart is these moving averages aren't on all the charts unless there's enough history when you go high, like the weekly time frames. Okay. So I'm on the weekly time frame now. As you see up here, it's highlighted in blue, the W. I've got some drawings here that I want to show you. But first, here's the moving averages that I'm talking about on the weekly. Now, I know it looks a little messy here because I've got a lot of stuff drawn, so just bear with me. I don't want to erase it because I took time to draw this, and I don't use this chart except just using for examples. All right, so as you see, we got back over this 50-week moving average, which was pushing down here. It was all the way down at 23,001. First, let's stay above that. Okay, this would be the first week above that. First week above the 50-week moving average since December of 21. So a year and a half underneath this 50-week moving average. All right, we're just now getting back over it. So the fact that we're just now getting back over it is a good sign. It tells us that, hey, it looks like we're going to have legs to keep moving here at least for a little while. Next is this, what I'm telling you here, needs to close over and maintain for the entire week, this red 200 weekly moving average. Okay, it hasn't been over this for very much time at all. Okay, as you see, it's just now peeking over. All this recent from August all the way back has been underneath this 200 week moving average. All right, since we've been under it, you can't have a bull market until you break back over it. Never in Bitcoin's history, never in crypto history, has the 200 weekly moving average been over the price and there been a bull market. Hang on, I got something in my throat. There we go. Have a drink of Gatorade. So I got to hydrate while I whiskey. Because if I don't, well, then I have to get up the next day and take kids to school, and there's no way I'll make it. So I got to hydrate first. I owe someone a shot. Over in the Discord, I jokingly said, I bought XRP, so now it's pumping. Yeah, laugh it up. Laugh it up. So, shots for that. Oh, goodness gracious. Whoo boy, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. Back to the charts. I want to also highlight that not only do we need to close over this weekly 200 moving average, which is about 25,350. Furthermore, we're in a bit of a channel here, and I'm going to step back down to the daily and remove the indicators because they're not necessary. And I want to show you how I came to this conclusion. Let me write down megaphone here. And then let me write down also 10 minutes. I'm sorry. 10 minutes and 30 seconds would be, let's see, channel. All right. I've stepped back down to the daily. I've still got the Bitstamp chart pulled up here. And like I said, I'm going to use this chart as an example. I typically trade via the KuCoin chart because that's where I buy and sell usually. But there's nothing wrong with using other charts with better data to get a better feel on it. Sometimes you'll notice that there's arbitrage from one exchange to the next. They're much different, right? So I tend to stick to the older charts like Bitstamp to use for my data analysis. And then I buy based on the Bitcoin chart over on my exchange. But that's just to buy with, okay? So anyway, this big dotted line that you see right here is the big bear market trend line. came down, megaphone pattern, tested perfectly. And since it tested perfectly, I have more points of data to pull a channel with. All right, we know this is the big bear market line. Okay, we've already identified that several times over. Next, this purple vertical line that you see right here marks the end of the fib cycle. And what I mean by end of the fib cycle is if we were to step all the way out here from the top of the bull market, which was the beginning of the bear market, we can grab that point and we can go all the way to the bottom, which was down here. We'll pull this Fibonacci retracement over until the trend line matches. You see that? See how the trend line's getting close to matching? So we'll match that, and we'll also grab our bottom fib line to the bottom wick. This is all a big downtrend, and we need to pull our fib down to match it. Now that you've done that, you have a timeline as well. And the purple line I have right here is middle of June. And the reason I have that for middle of June is that's where the lines run out on this fib set. Not always, but typically, whenever you're doing this, you can see kind of how much time you have left in this particular move to gauge how far you think this thing's going to go. All right. Kind of helps get you a grip on, hey, this thing might run out of juice and not make it much farther. Hey, I've gotten to the top or the highest I can go at this particular time. Hey, this thing's bouncing around ranging and it can't get out of its range. It's just stuck in its range. It's just going to plug up here and not do too much. We're able to derive more data by that. So again, that's why I have this drawn the way I've got it. I've got this upward channel drawn, still trucking along. Today it's up 3%, which is awesome. It's almost the exact same amount it was up yesterday. We want to see it continue doing this and at least staying above this midline, this dashed midline. It can break below it, but again, I need to see it maintain this support level up here and close over that weekly 25,300 mark. All right. Now, once this channel plays all the way out, I expect it to run back to previous resistance. And as you see, we got a little bit of resistance right here at the 28,000 mark, 28.8, 28.5. Right through here is a little bit of resistance. Now, more importantly, there's much more higher. And just on the back side of this resistance, which would be support if you were up here, all right, that's just about in line with these other candles here. That all tells me that that's going to be a point of contention. All right, as this channel plays out, as long as the price stays inside the channel, I got the top target put right here at this green box, which also happens to be a Fibonacci zone. Just so happens to line up with the support and resistance perfectly. And it happens to line up at the top of the channel and the fib set time zone, which kind of leads me to the belief that between 30,000 and 36,000, somewhere around in there, and I'm going to call it 34.5, right? Somewhere around 34.5 is going to be the point where everything kind of halts, slows up, and rolls over and gives us some sort of retrace. Now, many people have asked me this, right? I don't know what alts are going to do during this time. Some alts have a much different time frame and much different range than what you see on Bitcoin. They won't always move with Bitcoin like people think. All right. Sometimes alts will move on their own and decouple. Sometimes they'll move lock for lock with Bitcoin. Sometimes they will not move at all with anything. They'll just sit dead flat. A good example of that is all your ISO coins, right? They've moved very little over the last several days here, as opposed to Bitcoin, Ethereum, AVAX, FTM, and a whole bunch of other ones just moving right on up, free as you please. This is important to note because you can't always rely on altcoins when it's not a bull market to bring you back gains. That's why a lot of people just like to stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I get it. So I have a good bit of Bitcoin. I've got some Ethereum. I do have most of my money on alts because I want to take some chances. But again, this isn't even the real bull run. The real bull run starts either beginning of 2024 or spring of 2024, somewhere around in there. Depends on what kind of pullback we get. I do expect that we get some sort of pullback here throughout the rest of 2023 post-summer, right? That post-summer is important. Let me write this down. That post-summer move is important because that sets our low for the next half of the longer fib set that'll show us what happens after halving, right? We need all the rest of that data in order to get a solid point of emphasis and say, yes, this spot will for sure be the spot. But we don't know that until that comes, all right? It's important to understand that. It's just the way it goes. Is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Now I'm going to step off of this Bitcoin Bitstamp chart because I don't want to take any of this stuff off. I want to leave it on there. And I'm just going to come back and reference this on the live streams and over in the Discord. It's easier that way for me to use other charts. So let's jump over to Ethereum, and that'll be 1630. Similar pattern here for Ethereum, only a little cleaner. And what I mean by a little cleaner is it's trying to break this upper level. It's starting to break it now. If this level breaks, it also breaks a fib zone over here, the 382. This pretty much locks in $2,000 Ethereum. It pretty much locks in $2,000 Ethereum. And there's a couple different ways to come about understanding that. Number one, the 50 fib coming back up is also in the same spot where Bitcoin's resistance was. All right, that's first. There's big resistance all through here, so this thing's going to have a little bit of a hard time to push through some of this mess over here, okay? And it ain't just going to run through this real quick. All this stuff's going to cause some traffic jam. How about that? It's going to cause some traffic jam. Because of that, it's got to wait it out. Now, the good news, trend line going up here has maintained the entire time. Awesome. It's still over the big bear market trend. If I go to the CME chart here, let me write this down. And that'd be CME. I go to the big CME chart here. You'll see an interesting development. It has broken the big bear trend line. You see that? Clean break. Clean break. And this goes all the way back. Broke the bear trend line and is now dancing around on top of it. This to me pretty much opens the door for 2,000. And I'll pull the fibs here for you and show you. It's tiny at the moment, so I'll zoom way in here for you in a second. But this short-term fib lines up to 1790, 1845, and 1928. This one may not get there as fast, but if I pull this out a bit and go a little higher to the absolute high, and I'll pull this over, this is running out more toward end of May or June. And since that's happening, end of May or June, this thing may jog right a little bit and play around up here, play footsie with itself. But this opens up 1858, 1923, and $2,000, which just so happens to be, again, that weekly fib zone up there around 2,000 at the 50 fib. So, again, I think 2,000 is a lock. Beyond that, well, we're a little pushed on data, and I don't want to give you some kind of straight answer that may not be correct. So, I want to hold off on that until I get more data. Again, I'm left with the similar thing here of right around the end of June for this fib set. Okay. This tells me it could go a little higher, but I doubt it goes this high initially. I'm here for it if it does. Okay. These are the high end targets. 2427, 2672, and 3000. I don't know if we get up that high, honestly. There's resistance and shit in the way. So, 2427 may be the top end. We'll play that as the ball lies. Don't get cute with it and think that's going to go way farther than you think. I think that's a bit happenstance and a bit stupid. So it feels good right now because the chart's rebounded. All right, we had an ugly day the other day, but other than that, they've been all really good big green days. So let's walk softly, not get in over our heads, and realize that the top two assets are doing well, but everything else may not follow it. All right. Maybe just stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum if you're a little bit leery. I know a lot of news is out and all this other BS. I don't care about the news. We bought it before that. All right. You saw my buy lines. Right here's my buy line on Bitcoin. Right at 20,000, right off that bottom trend line. Here's my buy in for Ethereum. Right off that double bottom trend line. I just didn't catch the exact bottom like I wanted to. It got super close, but I didn't get it exactly. So, I mean, I got in good spots here, and I'm going to leave them be and not panic. I'm not going to worry about it. I think there's a lot more to come. But that's only until June, July area. Then we're going to see a slowdown. All right, let me go see some comments real quick and see what you guys are saying. I'll write that down. All right. What's up, Travis Robertson, Marube, Crypto Addict, Jeremy Monroe is not even drunk yet. Ron Poteet, Beast Mode, Justin Gabriel, J. Nicholas Gross, even from Berserkly, brother. You seem to have some crazy coincidence with your Thursday show taking place during some big moves. Interesting how that works, isn't it? Hey, Sir Sigma, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Represent Tennessee. Hey, real quick, you guys go hit like. There was 66 of you guys on here, 39 likes. So everyone go hit like. It's free. All right, hit the notification bell while you're there and subscribe so you can see everything we do. We're getting close to 10,000. I want to hit 10 grand, man. I want to give stuff away. I got some giveaway shit to do. Also, the next stream I'll have some updates on the whale that we had built in Laos. It's almost complete, not quite. I got some updates from Miss Beverly. Thank you, Miss Beverly, if you're watching. Thank you, Todd, out and now in Lao. I'm going to get in contact with you guys soon. We've delivered fresh water to people who had none. Do you understand what we've done, folks? Do you understand what we've done? I can't fully get in my head everything that's taken place, but man, that's important to me. It hits me in the heart. So anyway, let's get back to the comments. We'll talk about that next live stream. What's up, Anonymity? Good to see you. Peter Navarro, what's up, brother? Yeah, Peter Navarro gets applause. He's an old school listener. Bill Childers, what's up, brother? How's your not saying the D word, Jimmy Monroe? I'm not going to do it. Geek with a Gun, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Loose Jr., what's up, Kev? A lot of talk lately in Discord about MZR. Let me write that down. Also, if you guys have coins you'd like me to look at, like the chart live on the stream here, jump over and type them in right there in the comments section during the live stream, and we'll look at them on the charts. MZR was the first one I've seen anything asked about, so we'll look at that. DCA during uptrends. Do traders DCA into anything long term? Peter Navarro, that's a great question. So yes, but you only dollar cost average into uptrends. And what I mean is, let's say you've shot the whole load that you've got, you've put all your money in, you've bought Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all your altcoins. You don't have any more liquidity. So whenever you get cash and you want to convert that to crypto, you only do that. You only buy assets aside from stable coins while you're in an uptrend, because everything you put in is going to gain value. All right. Once that uptrend is over and we start a downtrend and we start back the other direction, now it's time to only buy stable coins, because you're waiting for another uptrend to buy more. You take your profits, you convert everything back to stables, and you prepare for more down. All right. This is important, because if you don't do this, then when you put cash in, you're not going to get an instant infusion of progress. You're going to, oh man, I'm putting money in, but I'm not making anything, right? You only dollar cost average into uptrends. You don't dollar cost average into downtrends. You try to find the best spot to buy. You buy once, you buy twice maybe. And then everything after that's if you have extra cash and you want to put it into crypto. Now, I haven't put any money into crypto since 2020. Everything that I'm using that you see where I say buy sign or buy limit or I've bought this much, that's all with stuff that I've made before. Everything that I'm using now is previous gains that I saved after taking profits in 2021, 2022, letting that whole downtrend happen, and then now using those same funds that I saved for that entire bear market to rebuy at the bottoms here. Okay, it's important to understand you only dollar cost average while it's in an uptrend. Once you're in a downtrend, only buy stable coins. All right, that was 24 minutes. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about long term. I hope I explained that well. What's up, XRP bullshite? Marube, Keith, how do you decide where to take profits? If the X line is at $15, do you set the sale at $14,950? Excellent question. Yes, I always set my limit just a little underneath the line like that, so my order feels completely before other people's. Most of the time, people pick a psychological number, like 20,000 even. I did not buy 20,000 even. I bought 20,000 and $10. The reason I did that is because just in case things got cute and it wanted to bounce around 20,000 but not actually hit it evenly, I was going to get my order filled. All right, and I was not worried about a $10 movement. Okay, I was okay with that. That's going to be part of the game. You got to understand you're not buying the absolute bottom. Sometimes you're buying just above it, and that's just the way it is. Got to shoot your shots, right? XMR, got you. We can look at that. HNT. And someone asked about KLV. Yeah, someone mentioned Clever over in the Discord. I believe Wheel or Arozalak or Arozja. I can't remember to pronounce his name. He knows what I'm talking about. I believe he was mentioning Clever as well. Velo, Cos, DSLA. DSLA. All right. What's up, Mullet? Good to see you, brother. Better to sell a little now than miss a sell completely. Thank you. Good way of putting that, brother. Should I wait for the daily cloud to go into position for BTC since it's close to turning green? We can look at that in a moment. Hang on. Let me start with these others. You know what? Let's do that real quick. Let's go into Bitcoin's cloud now. 2730 ETC cloud. All right, let's throw it up here so we can see it. All right, everything is pretty much good to go here. When you have an Ichimoku cloud that's lined out like this, I don't count that as red. That's neither red or green. It's just dead sideways and flat. Yeah, I would have already said I'm fine with that. It's good enough. You can tell it's trying its best to flip green. And I bet if you go to the CME chart, it looks a little different. Yeah, the CME chart's been green. It never turned red. All right. This is why I like the CME chart, because it's sometimes smoother. All right. And because it's smoother, it's less choppy, less herky-jerkiness, and the indicators tend to be a little bit more smooth along the way. Bitcoin CME chart is BTC BTC1 exclamation point. That's the ticker for the BTC CME chart. All right. I'm going to jump over to Dex Screener real quick. And let's look at, I'm not looking at the chart that I just pulled. Oh, God, that's bright. Sorry, y'all. All right. Let's pull up Mizar. Bought Mizar a couple days ago. Why did I buy Mizar a couple days ago? Well, I've talked to the Mizar people a good bit. They're good people. Oh, look, it saved my data. Oh, that's awesome. So, we had a bit of a wedge here that it was holding. It's since failed that wedge, and I'm down on the 4 hour because there's not much data here. Okay, it broke downward on this wedge instead of upward, so we have a new thing to draw here, and I'll draw that out now. And you see, I bought $300 worth. Again, I'm taking a little bit of a flyer on this. I'm just holding on to it for the remainder of this run up, and I will sell it and rebuy it for the bull run. I think it'll do well. Their token has, if you want to call it that, utility because you use it on their trading platform. It's pretty neat, right? You can set up a bot to run over there, and it uses this to pay the fees rather than cash. This way, their coin's constantly used. Okay, it's pretty neat. But it's got a bit of a short-term downtrend here on the 4 hour. I want to see this break before I rebought it. And then even then, you've got another upward line over here to crack one step at a time. All right, it may take a while to play out here. I can't do anything about it. Let's just let it play out, shall we? And we shall. All right, XMR. Now let's go over to our main list here. And I've got XMR already pulled up right here. All right, well, as far as the cloud goes, she's El No Bueno. Let me take that off real quick. All right, it appears that we're trying to hop over a trend line here, but we may not just have gotten it just yet. It's super close. It's still under this big bear market trend line too. You see that? These lines coming down diagonally here. That's a big bear market trend line. It still hasn't quite broken that. Because it hasn't broken that, that kind of gives me some pause. Now let me redraw this. That's tough. Yeah, I don't think it's broken it just yet. I don't think it's broken it just yet. Yeah, it's fighting the 200. I would wait for this to clear this 200 moving average, and it's probably going to pause out in here for just a bit and hold up. And this is actually going to be a safe spot to take a chance for me. I don't have any XMR right now, so I'll be looking to take a chance right in here somewhere. I'd like it to be over the 200 moving average first. And as you see, all this was underneath it. If you bought this down here, That's a tough play, and that's a ballsy play. You buying the bottom of the retrace. Now you want to see it break this 200, and it just hasn't done it yet. You do have a 5100 tits cross coming in here. What is a tits cross? Hang on, let me type this down real quick. XMR, and then at 3130. So a tits cross is when you have moving averages that intersect themselves. And the 50 and the 100 right here are about to intersect. Typically, when you have this happen, price moves upward toward that crossing. And if the crossing is happening below the price, typically the candles will move downward wherever they're crossing. All right. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to come all the way to them, not all the way to the crossing. It could just be checking up a little bit while it's happening. Also, once all the lines are in order correctly, like I talked about with Bitcoin, there are no tits moves. It's free to ride. It's free to run. And as you've seen before, Bitcoin's lines have already crossed and flipped over. Not on the CME chart, but on every other Bitcoin chart. So just not quite ready on XMR, getting close. And there's an explanation of a tits move. All right, let's go to HNT. This is helium. And this is going to be 3230. All right. So if you want to be ballsy here, here's your chance. Let's take this off. Let's pull the fib on this from the bottom, crossing over here to the top. Right now we're in the golden pocket, flirting around with the bottom of this trend line. It hasn't quite cracked yet. I don't hate taking a gamble here, or when it comes all the way down to $1.70. Why? Because you've continued to have this steady decline sitting on top of this trend line. Now, it may not go very far, but taking a chance in here is buying the retrace, and it may just stop right here because there is some support right here. Again, if you're buying this, it's a bit ballsy, but you're buying the absolute bottom here, either here or at $1.70 right here at Sniper's Alley. If we look at the RSI, it's scraping the floor here. I don't hate taking chances when the RSI is very low and you've retraced very far and you're still over a major trend line like this. Chances need to be taken sometimes, don't they? I don't hate it. Next is going to be KLV. So it's 33.45. We're going to do KLV. Bam. Oh, Martin Sterling. He says, hey, Pim, can we look at VOO and Meta? Meta looks like a golden cross. Oh, yeah, hang on. VOO and Meta. Let me do this one. We'll do those immediately. And whenever someone donates on here, we give them a round of applause. We give them a cheer. And we have a shot. Whoo. Oh, I'm going to be spinning in the morning. All right, clever. Steady rise up. Hasn't missed a beat. Look at that thing go. I'm pretty happy about this one. Even though you're getting a little bit of slowdown right now and the RSI is kind of scraping the roof here, it's okay as long as it keeps trending upward like this. We can actually step out a little bit on the weekly and see that the weekly has a ton of room to run. It's had a really, really ugly bear market. And because it had that really ugly bear market, we can grab from up here and pull down. And we can see this fib kind of runs all the way out until the friggin' halvening comes. So we're hitting 0.0056 right now. By 0.006, we bumped our head on that and it's kind of peeled back a little bit. So you may see some short-term pullbacks here, but the next resistance isn't even until 0.011 or 0.01, somewhere around up in here is our next resistance right there where that white line is, the 382 fib. We can pull a more tight one here from this point to this bottom. And you can see we're already running into the numbers here. So I'm going to use these. And that's going to come out to about the summer again. About June, July, August, where Clever slows down as well. So targets for Clever are 0065, where we already bumped our head one time. 009 or 001. I'm sorry, 01.01. And if you get enough juice to get past that, 0.012 and upward. But again, that's going to be tough for Clever to get there. I don't think it'll make it easily. All right, let's get to VU and Meta. All right, and that's going to be a 36.25. VU. Okay, so we had a big pullback. She bounced off of 382 and it's trying to break back over now. We'll drag this line down. She's trying to get back over. Hasn't quite gotten there yet. This is weekly. Let's pull a daily here. That looks a little better. You know. Okay, let's do this. Let's draw a very sharp one. We've got a bit of a parabolic fall here. It hasn't broke this yet. So about this. We'll wait for this line here to crack before we do anything crazy here. And the reason is, after it breaks this, there's plenty of room to move up past that. But one step at a time, it's kind of struggling to do that right now. And if we look, we can see that we broke trend down this way. See that? I don't necessarily like that. So since we broke that line, it's kind of stuck in the mud and fallen. There's a bit of action to happen right in here. I bet if I pull up some moving averages, there's stuff in the way. Yeah, there's a trash load of moving averages right here. So I really want to wait to see it clear some of this trash. It's kind of stuck in the mud. Meta. And that was 37.53. All right. Facebook continues to perform. It's all the way up to the golden pocket. Double overbought on the RSI. Weekly. That was daily. Weekly's time 208. Gosh, look at this thing go. It's still on an uptrend, so I can't hate it. Okay. It hasn't failed this uptrend. And even though it's hitting the big upper levels here, we may see a little bit more juice. I hate watching this thing to the end of the week run into a major fib zone like this. I don't hate taking profits here and waiting and seeing what happens on Monday on opening, because I bet you it comes down a little bit on Monday opening and gives you a chance for a rebuy after you've taken some profits. Again, nothing I do is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, you guys. I'm just a guy who charts way too much on the internet. And as a group, we are extremely accurate. I'll say that. It's not just me, it's a fam. And if you haven't done so, why have you not jumped over to 786unlimited.com and joined us? It costs nothing to join. It's free. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Excuse me. So here's the link one more again, launchpass.com/the786assassins/half off. Come on over there. It's $8 a month. Endless entertainment, endless time spent charting, tons of big brains, some of the smartest people I've ever been around. We make really good progress over there and we do a lot of good. I like this when they hit $200 and slow down, 208 and slow down just a touch. Build up some more strength. Let's see if we can keep this run going. Like I said, I think Monday morning this thing might slow up a bit and give you a chance to rebuy. If it doesn't, 227, 237, it's all still an uptrend. So if you want to stay in, that's fine. You see down here, it hit this peak and then slowed down and then managed to stay above the trend even more. So it may continue to do that, but it hasn't separated itself as far yet. It did not close this gap all the way down to 154 either. So if it bumps its head at 618 right here, it could come down and close this gap back up around 153 in time. But it really just depends. If the Fed's going to inject a bunch of money, I expect a bunch of money to be spent on risk assets because people are going to take chances when you give them free money. Go figure. All right. Doge moving forwards. Doge moving toward triple tits. Let me write that down. All right. And what else we got? Total recall. Can we take a look at 3ULL? Yep, I can look at that, Peter. What's up, CL? Good to see you, brother. Highwater X, what's up? Sora XOR. And then LOCG. Never heard of some of these, which is good. I like it when new stuff comes up. Is that Cabbage Patch Kid in the background? No. So in the background here, you can't see very well, but behind me, right here, is a snowman. The snowman, I have no idea where it came from. I don't even know how it got to this house, but it got left out in the office, and someone set it on the shelf behind me, and you could see it on the camera. So, jokingly, charts did well when I had it up there, so I've left the snowman up there. The other thing you see right here in yellow is a little animal from not WeChat, from VIP Kid. You guys know Fiance teaches Chinese kids how to speak English. All right, so that's her side gig. Well, that is what they give you when you've taught enough kids and spent enough time doing so. You have to work toward getting that. So she got that from China. And the book you see right there is a kid's book about how horrible parent moms are of animals. It says, there are way worse moms than you. It's a kid's book. I want you to look that up. There are way worse moms than you. And it talks about how awful animal moms are to their kids. So if you think your mom's bad, read that book. All right. So let's go through the rest of these here. We've talked enough. People hate hearing me talk. I want to look at Velo now. We'll write that down. That's going to be 42 minutes and 45 seconds. Will be Velo. All right, Velo's still trending up very well. Hasn't missed a beat and even got a little sharper here. So as long as this maintains, we're going to stay with it and not let her die. As you see, that RSI trend broke here, but it did kind of recapture itself a bit, but I think that's null and void now. Let's look at some moving averages here. It hasn't made a higher high yet. You've got a 100, 200 tits cross right here, and that's the last one, folks. Once this crosses right here, Velo is free to try running more if it would like to. You've already had your golden cross. You've already got 821, 100. Everything's left except the 100, 200 cross that's happening right now. And after that, she's free to ride until June. Now, I don't know how high things are going to go. It may or may not go high. It may slow down. I don't know. It already hit some resistance right here, and there's some more up higher, maybe 33 cents. Let's pull an overall trend line fib on this from the top to the bottom. And what do we get? Same April, May, June area. Let's pull it out a little farther. Nah, that's going to work right there. So looks like May is when this one's going to slow down. I like 15.015, so 1.5 cents. And if we get lucky here, 0.037. That's a decent number for Velo on the way back up to hit, to potentially get to, but it might not make it there. Again, we may run out of juice on altcoins. I can't be for sure. Alts are a little bit different than Bitcoin and Ethereum when it comes to pre-bull markets. COS. What COS USDT? Or we just do USD. We'll do that one. All right. She's still on this gnarly uptrend. Nothing too much to report here. As long as it continues to run like this, we're going to stay in and not touch it. I'm not running from this. It's all okay. 821 up, 100 up, 50 up. She's all right. Leave it be and let it ride until it stops. You really want to see these when these happen like this. That's 44, 45 is going to be Caspa. You want to see these happen. You want to leave them alone and not mess with them and get cute as long as this thing is in an uptrend riding upwards like this. Hit it, leave it, and don't bother it. It's going to do all right as long as you don't mess with it. So we're going to DSLA, and then we're going to get to 3ULL. DSLA, 3ULL, and Doge. What else? I got one more I wrote down here. That'll probably be all we have time for. Oh, Sora and XOR. And LOCG. All right, next we're going to do, I got COS done. And we already did Velo, we already did VU and Meta. All right, so we'll go to these others now. And we'll start fresh here at 46 minutes in 10 seconds. That'll be DSLA. All right. Cool. Still riding high here. Let's see, that's October 21. Right here's where everything slowed down. All right. And if you see, we're fighting 382 right now. And I apologize if I never have this zoomed in enough for you guys. I realize that you're looking at a different size than I am. I've got 3 monitors. I have like a small wall full of monitors right here. And the one I have in front of me is like 42 inches wide. It's one of these Samsung curved monitors, right? So to me, it's humongous. But what you guys are seeing is rather tiny. So I apologize if I never have it zoomed in enough. As long as we hold 0.001 here on DSLA, we're free to get to 0.002, which is at the 50 fib. There is some resistance right here. All right, if it can break that, 0.032, as long as this trend line holds right here, which is extremely aggressive. Look at that thing go. Extremely aggressive. As long as that holds, we're good. Okay, as long as that holds, we're good. Want to see that continue to make its way up. If it can do that, we're heading toward 0.002 and then 0.003 as well. One step at a time though, okay? Again, with a snap of a finger, these alts can change. I don't want anyone to get burned, so be careful. All right, 47.40 is going to be 3ULL. 3ULL. All right. I'm using the trading view chart here because that's all I got. Unless I go to deck screener, which I don't want to do. She's scraping the floor. I don't have a whole lot of faith in these. I don't hate taking a chance on these like this. I did buy $500 worth of SRX because it was doing something similar, scraping the bottom. And guess what? It continues to sit along and scrape the bottom and not do much. A falling wedge on top of a trend line is not a bad play, right? If this wants to break out and move north, I'm cool with that. But, you know, there's no guarantee that this thing's actually going to push north and break loose like that. It could just get stuck in the mud and slow down and dribble sideways like STRNGR did. So mindfully be careful here that when you're on a DEX like this and you're trying to buy these, that they may not do what you want them to do, right? They may not do what you want to do. They may just sell off the entire time. And this is a possibility here as well. All right, let's go to Sora. Poloniex. Oh boy. This one has extremely low liquidity. About that one. That's a little better. Yeah, she's taking a deep plunge off a steep hill here. And it hasn't quite recovered just yet. It's still stuck under that bear market trend line right there. Hasn't cracked it. If it does crack it, we could move north rapidly. But, you know, be smart here. This thing may take a country minute to do what it needs to do. Same June, July area. Wherever it gets June, July, that'll probably be where it stalls out. $5.5, $12, and $23 would be high-end targets. $5 is more realistic. So is 12. 12 is more realistic. Take it with a grain of salt, right? Let's not get cute here. It could backfire on you rapidly. Doge. A lot of people ask about Doge. It's got a lot of market cap, so I get it. All right, Doge. Let me write this down at 50 minutes. Doge here did fall underneath this trend line, and now it's just back testing the bottom of it, and I don't necessarily like that. Now, I bought some of this. This shit doesn't improve rapidly. I'm a bail. I'm a bail on it. I'm watching other stuff move way rapidly, way more rapidly, and this one hasn't yet. I'm going to sneeze again. Shoo! Goodness gracious. That's a big sneeze. I just ordered that same monitor. Should be here Saturday. Can't take these 20-inch monitors anymore. Exactly. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? See y'all in a few on the Zoom. I got a shower. All right, brah. BTR seems to be lagging behind until profit is taking starts, push back into stables and goes. Yeah, I would agree, Darcy. All right. So anyway, I need to see this thing crack this other short-term trend line right here. Even if it got stuck in this triangle, that would be better than where it is now. You need to get going, heifer, because if you don't, I'm going to bail on you. I will pull the trigger quick, and I will dip out in a heartbeat. So that's my Doge take. Also, there's a lot of trash in the way. Okay, all triple tits happening right here on Doge. Someone mentioned triple tits. 100, 50, 200, all balled up together. We want to see this price on the top of this. It is very much not on the top of that. It is underneath it. I want to see that over top of that. And once it's over top of it, then we can talk about, hey, it's going to move up more. Till then, she's going to be slow like molasses. That's just what it is. 52 minutes. We'll look at LOCG. LOCG. Lock game on Tether. On KuCoin. All right, she's rebounded really well. Didn't mean to draw that upside down Nike swoosh right there, but I did it. All right. Big bear market here. It's had it rough. Dribbling dead ass sideways like SRX, doing nothing in a hurry. This is what I was warning you about. This could happen where these things just dribble sideways and don't do anything. And that's exactly what appears to be happening here. We grab this big bear market trend line. We can see that she already broke through the fib and it's just dribbling. So I'm going to give you low end targets here of 0.024 because it may not do much. A high end target of 0.043 because there's trash in the way right here at 0.043. There's trash in the way up here. It may slow down right here. That's just the way it is. This may not be a big mover until the actual bull market comes. Just kind of the way it is. ABT. ABT. We got through these a little faster than I thought we would. We got Coinbase for this one. All right. So she fell over this. She fell under this short-term trend line, but it did hop over and is sitting on top now. I don't hate taking a chance on this at all. I think this is a good risk reward because it bounced off this major trend line. Again, it may go sideways, but that's better than down. I don't hate taking a risk on this and seeing what kind of magic it can do right here. Let's break loose of this. Let's get out of this mud here. It's stuck in the mud a bit, right? Stuck in that fallen wedge right there. Once it breaks that yellow trend line, she's free to go. It may run to about, let's see, about 17 cent, 18 cent. That would be nice. I want to see it get to at least there. Maybe more in it. If I had more of a chart, I could probably dig around and find more on it. But again, I don't hate this spot. I like taking a chance on a major trend line like that. I like taking chances when there are chances available that look like this. Also, you have a lower trend line. Couldn't get it out. This lower trend line here continues to perform, moving right up off of it. Can't hate it. Can't hate it. APT and FIT. APT and FIT. I sure can, Paulo. APT will be first. That will be 54.30. APT, STT. Oh, yeah. So she's broken this short-term trend line. Again, right here, it's cracked this short-term trend. It's trying to control itself and get back over again. Break back through this yellow box that we have here that I expected to happen, and it did happen. Look at that yellow box we drew out right there, and that bitch hit it perfect and bounced up. I missed this one. All right, I just went for other ones that already had done decent. So we need this to continue moving north and hold on to this yellow line that I just drew right here. All right, I'm going to draw you a different fib here from the top of this to the bottom because we have a short-term uptrend starting now. Right here, it's broken through this downtrend. I'll erase this white line. All right, there you go. That's a little bit cleaner. As long as it holds this yellow line, it's free to move back up to $14 again. If it can cut loose and make it up, then we're talking 24, 27, 32. Those are possibilities. Those are not guarantees. It could make a lower high here at 17 and never get any higher than that. All right. So the way it goes with altcoins, again, not much control over that. Fetch. That's so fetch. All right. I'm going to have to do a better chart than that. Fetch has been around for a long time as well. We were on Fetch back in the last bull run. It's done remarkably well this time. It didn't do as well last time, but it didn't do bad either. I probably should draw that a little better. There you go. That's a little better. It's still hanging on to the uptrend here. I know it's kind of flattened out a little bit along the top of this ridge, but it is running into stuff here, and there's not much you can do about it. Look, here's a tweet from me. Bro, look at that. From October 8th, 20. Fetch, free price target for you. Buy, sell, do whatever you think you should. Get paid either way. And I shared a chart. Let's go look at that real quick, shall we? Oh, man, I can't see it. I must have gave some sort of prediction. Link the tweet. I'm an idiot. Ooh. Look here. I said it would go to 0.034. Oh, boy. I love going back looking at old stuff. What is that price right there? 0.034. Shut up, dude. That's what I'm talking about. We've been doing this for a long time, folks. This is all the way back in 2020. When we saw the down coming, we were able to mark it out, find the exact level that it was going to go to, and I never erased that. That's why I like leaving these old things on the charts like this so we can find this stuff. And there's proof for you, right? That's free alpha for everybody. I hate that term, but whatever. All right, anyway, she's dribbling sideways. As long as this continues and can get through, and it's already way up there, by the way, everybody. This thing is way up there already. Let's look and see here. Still over the trend, so I can't tell you to bail on it and be right. Holding on in the golden pocket. She already struck Sniper's Alley, which is nuts that it went this far this fast. August 23, though, that's when it's going to slow down and stop. So there's a chance this thing tests 55 cents again, 74 cents, $1. Bro, if it could break loose and get above here, here's your upper targets. 233, 356, 651. I don't know that can happen right now. It's already made one hell of a ride. But keep your eye open. It's still not time to run away from it. I think there's still more juice left if it can hang on to that yellow trend line right there. A hell of a chart here for Fetch. It's done awesome. And again, all the moving averages are lined up like I was talking about. I'll erase this trend line so you can see it a little bit better. There you go. You see that? 200, 150, 821, all in order from high to low, or if you start from here, from low to high, 8, 21, 50, 100, 200, all in order perfectly. Dancing around, looking pretty as you please. Love to see it. Can't get mad at all. So, that's been an hour. Thank you all very much. Let me write this down, 59 minutes. If you haven't done so, here's your last chance, right? Launchpass.com/786assassins/half off. It's in the description of this video below. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out for a whole hour. We had 70 people on this time. We didn't get 100. That's okay. I realize it isn't going to happen until the bull market comes back. We'll get a lot more people then. Please go tell your friends about this stuff. Share this video over to social media. Share it in your Telegram groups and your Discord groups. Get people on board. The technical analysis train, we're doing big things. I'll leave you guys with this. 2 things. In the words of Jay-Z, make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. All right? And lastly, in the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G., you could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that. Thank you all. I'll see you on the next live stream. Sky's the limit. Peace.